Alright, so Autumn's up.
Right. If we're gonna even say a chance of retreating, I'm going into or using second wind right now, so I actually have more health to deal with this shit. Gives me another 8 HP, puts me at 18, and total defense. That's it for me.
Alright, Coltaine.
Um, well, with nothing better to do, while he's immobilized, Coltaine attacks the slime again. That's 27, 9 damage.
Coltaine slashes into the slime.
And then he'll make a saving throw. But that's a 1, and another 1, which makes 2, which is not enough.
Zook takes 10 ongoing damage, dropping him to 9 hit points. This is do or die for him.
Yeah.
Now would be a good time to pull out some good luck.
Yeah, already. Well, I'll do an acrobatics check. I get a 12.
Zook tries to wriggle free, but fails.
I'm gonna roll a saving throw for the weekend. I get an 8 and fail.
Don't forget the 10 damage. The corpse continues to step away from Autumn, then reaches into its gut, pulls out its spleen, and hurls it at her. But she dodges. Once again, the first corpse regenerates the damage that Rekoj dealt to it, and it is no longer bloodied. And once again, it tries to step away from Rekoj.
I'm gonna do Warden's Fury.
Warden's Fury, does that apply if it shifts, or if it attacks without... if it attacks someone else?
If it attacks someone else, it has to be in melee range. It doesn't state if the guy shifts. It just says an enemy marked by you makes an attack that does not include you as a target. Well, I don't know who's attacking you. You didn't say it, but I like almost every time it was Autumn, so I'm assuming you're attacking Autumn too. So I mean, it's in melee range, so it doesn't say anything about shifting though.
Alright, no, it's not attacking Autumn this time. It moved in a different direction. It just seems to be following its buddy, but this time it is attacking Rekoj. And it slaps Rekoj for 8 damage. That ends round 4. Round 5, Wintier. 14 out of 30 hit points.
Okay, so I'm gonna make an attack, but I also want to use the magical property on his bow.
He's attacking from where he's standing?
He's gonna use a nimble strike, so he's gonna shift away and then shoot at it. But that counts as 1 power.
Copy that.
So do I do the power first and then use the magic item after?
What does the item do?
Daily free action. When you hit with a weapon, deal an extra 1d8 thunder damage and push the target 1 square.
Yeah, make the attack first.
That's 21. 6 damage.
So do your shift. Wintier strikes the cube.
I'm just gonna roll 1d8, and I'd like to push it down south.
And the cube absorbs Coltaine's crossbow.
Big deal. I don't even remember when I picked it up.
So Wintier has successfully pushed the cube out from bottlenecking the rest of the Drogans, or all of the Drogans rather, into this chamber.
Wintier is then going to use his move action to head, I think, to the... I don't know how much he can move, but 5 should be enough. To the... near the top of the corridor. Oh, he can move 7. I'll stay there.
Rekoj.
Okay. Rook is gonna shift and he used Thundering Ram Assault. 19. And a hit for 6 damage.
Rekoj hits.
Ooh, do I get my secondary now?
The Thundering Ram Assault, that pushes the target, correct?
I believe so, yes.
So the target is knocked against the far wall.
Oh, beautiful.
10 feet.
And on the secondary attack, it's 24 versus Fortitude, hit for 6 damage, and I push targets 1 square.
Are you sure that's not against secondary targets?
Sorry? Yeah, I said secondary.
No, but are you sure that's how that works? That it's both against the same target?
Oh no, the secondary, it hits the slime.
Yeah, it's gonna blast of 3.
Yeah, has blast 3. So it misses the corpses by a bit, and it's gonna hit the slime.
Gotcha, cool, alright.
Awesome.
The slime is struck, and it is pushed around some more, further clearing the path for the Drogans.
Off.
The slime tries to slam Coltaine, but Coltaine uses his little shield and blocks it. Autumn.
Right. I'm gonna shift north 1 square, and then I'm gonna use my standard action to move, actually. So I'm gonna retreat a bit. Go up into the north hallway just, and yeah, I'll just wait there. Alright, I need to take off whatchamacallit too, don't. This way I can cover the retreat.
Coltaine.
Coltaine turns to the cube and yells into it as loud as he can. Zook, don't give up. You can... Actually, can he hear me from in there?
It's a little muffled, but he can hear.
Okay. Zook, don't give up. You can still escape. Hopefully inspiring him somehow. Then Coltaine will attack the cube. But that's a 15. I don't think that hits.
It does not.
And he'll make a save to try and de-immobilize himself. Remobilize himself. And that's a 12.
Coltaine is mobile. And Zook is back up to 22 out of 40 hit points. He might not be dead after all. Zook is up, so he's back down to 12, but he still has at least another round after this, during which he'll be brought down to 2. So Coltaine has just saved Zook's life. Zook, what do you do?
I do what I do, which is an athletics check, and fail. We'll see. Maybe. Hopefully not. I get a 12.
Yes, Zook fails. So I understand that your athletics and your acrobatics are the same, but if you roll an athletics, it's versus the cube's fortitude. If you roll an acrobatics, it's versus the cube's reflex. Just FYI.
That would help me if it told me which one is better, but I think I could figure it out. I'm gonna roll a saving throw versus we can get a 12 and succeed.
Alright, Zook is no better off. The corpse reaches into its gut, pulls out a lung. He reaches into the gut and then up into the chest, through the diaphragm, pulls out a lung, hurls it at Rekoj for 10 damage. Rekoj is weakened.
Holy smokes.
Rekoj is down to 37 out of 52. And the other corpse is once again unbloodied as it regenerates. It too reaches into its gut, pulls out a couple feet of intestine and throws it at Rekoj. Rekoj is struck for 11 damage.
We're definitely gonna need to move fast.
Rekoj is down to 26 out of 52 and bloodied. That ends round 5. Round 6, Wintier.
Wintier moves slightly closer onto the right side of the corridor. And he uses his hunter's quarry to mark the closest enemy, which is now the cube, before shooting it with a 2-fanged strike. 2 attacks. One is a 10, the other is a 23. Doing 6 damage.
The second arrow hits.
And his quarry damage. With bonus 5 damage. And that's it for him.
Rekoj weakened at 26 out of 52.
I don't like playing other people's characters sometimes, cause I don't know what they can do. But anyway, Rekoj is gonna he's gonna walk up to the marked, well, his previously marked corpse and do strength of stone.
Rekoj not giving up.
Is it really a good idea to continue to attack that stuff when we should be retreating?
Rekoj isn't that smart anyway.
Yeah, I suppose he'd be an acceptable
Rekoj is good people.
You really liked that, didn't you, CJ?
Thoroughly.
It's a shame Doug's not here tonight.
That it is. But I'm sure he's enjoying himself at the concert, is it?
Or CD launch, I guess that's a concert.
What's the role?
8 versus AC.
And of course, because John's playing Rekoj is not hitting anything.
Okay,
It's
new
what
rule.
you
I don't control anyone.
I don't know why, but it is quite clear from the amount of time we've played, that John is like the most unlucky person when it comes to rolling anything that I've ever met.
No, that's not true. It only comes when it's anything practical.
The cube rather, slams into Coltaine for 7 damage, immobilizing the warlord once again.
Oh, come on, I just got out of that.
Well, at least you're not in the slime, so people can drag you away. Well, correction. Rekoj can drag you. Actually, isn't Autumn strong as well? Yeah, I keep forgetting that Autumn is strong. Never mind.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Please drag me away.
Did you take the 7 damage? That should bring you down to 18 out of 35. And Autumn is up.
Okay, what exactly would I have to do to drag his ass away?
It is a... one moment. Well, first you'd have to move towards him, so you'd move in that square as a move action. And... let's say grabbing him would be a... supposed to be a standard, but that generally applies to enemies. Let's make it a minor action to grab Coltaine, and then it's a move action to grab a... Sorry, it's another standard action generally to move a grab target, but... let's say it's another minor action, and you can drag him 2 squares. Sorry, it's up to half your speed. Move up to half your speed.
You know my speed.
So let's make it a move action then. Yeah, so 3 squares.
So I can move up to him, grab him, and drag him 3 squares, all in one turn.
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that. Move up to Coltaine. Grab his ass. Well, not literally.
Yoink yoink.
Drag
He's
him.
immobilized, he can't defend himself. Sexual harassment at the workplace.
Okay, so I
And
can
you
grab
wonder
3
why
squares.
Coltaine's personality has changed for the worse.
Right, so I just
It's funny
move 3
because
squares and then
Rekoj has
move them
changed for
me.
the better. Absolutely.
So I'll drag him 3 squares. Alright, that's all I can do for now.
So Coltaine is now 15 feet away from the... or 20 feet away from the slime.
Far enough away.
Coltaine is up. And I think
Zook
Zook
is
is
technically-
just... yeah, he's just still in inspiring range.
Yeah, I was about to ask. That's 5. That's within 5. Alright. So as Coltaine is dragged away, he screams out as loud as he can, "Fight on, little buddy! Goodbye!" As always, terrible at inspiring people properly. And yet somehow it still works. Even when Coltaine's dead. And, he's gonna roll his saving throw. That's a 13. Success.
Coltaine, no longer immobilized. Zook, back up to 28 out of 40. Zook is up. Digested down to 18 out of 40. But once again, he still has a couple more rounds to try and escape.
Get acrobatics and get a 10.
Zook wiggles and squirms, but fails to escape the cube. Have you guys seen the movie The Cube? A terrible sci-fi movie? Or is it The Sphere? Or was it first The
Wait,
Cube and then The
Cube,
Sphere?
Isn't that one where the rooms change?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that movie on YouTube.
I'm gonna have to...
You pirate.
That's the one where the only guy that got out was the mentally challenged guy. Right?
Well, don't spoil it for... he just said he was...
I don't
Oh,
care.
poor Nick. I don't remember the end. I've only seen the movie in bits and pieces, and I wasn't paying much attention.
I watched the whole thing because in one of the mods I used to play Sven Co-op, there was a map based off of that movie. Obviously the things didn't shift, but it was confusing as hell.
The corpse reaches in, pulls out his pancreas, and Rekoj deflects it with his axe, chopping it out of the air.
Wouldn't that spill juices everywhere?
It does, but Rekoj cuts it in such a way that the juices go to his left and right. He is just that skilled.
have a hard time believing that.
I bet he took some lessons from his dwarven friend.
Wait, why couldn't he have, hit it with the blunt side or the side of his axe like a baseball bat? Smacked it back at.
As the second corpse steps back and pulls out its pancreas and hurls it at Rekoj, Rekoj smacks it out of the air with the flat of its blade, and it's a home run as it splatters against the ceiling, and the corpse has fumbled and is dazed.
It's a good analogy for what my pancreas did to me 10 years ago. Critical fumble.
Round 6 ends. Wintier, round 7.
Alright. Wintier shoots some arrows at the slime, hopelessly trying to distract it from Zook, which it probably has forgotten about. He's going to use Twin Strike. That's a 16 and a 12.
Both arrows miss. Rekoj.
Rekoj no like to be alone, and Rekoj runs away.
Rekoj pulling back into this northern corridor with the rest of his companions, leaving Zook stuck in the cube in the room with the corpses. The cube drags Zook's ass over to one of the corpses.
You sure didn't get that
Oh,
bad
no.
habit from me.
The cube slams into one of the corpses. Autumn is up.
Why did it just slam into a corpse?
They're fighting each other.
Interesting. We might be able to just hold off, wait for one of them to win, and then just kill them, logically. Well, I don't see a point in retreating any further until the Zook. We know whether or not Zook's actually gonna die or get out. I'll just stay.
Autumn playing spectator. Coltaine.
Coltaine retreats further till he stands adjacent Wintier. And actually he goes right up to the bend in the corridor before looking back at poor Zook and sighing over another soon-to-be lost friend.
Zook, another 10 damage. He's down to 8 hit points. Now it is do or die. No more aid from Coltaine. This is the round you must succeed.
And I get a 14 on my acrobatics.
This is where you cut to commercial break to build the suspense.
Hello, ladies. Looks your man. Back to me. No, back at him. No.
I love those commercials.
Yep.
Within this gelatinous cube in which Zook is being digested by powerful acids, the gnome squirms and squirms, trying to swim his way out. And he just manages to do so.
Now run like hell.
You can shift into any of those squares.
I can't do anything. Can I do any other actions or no?
Yes, that was a move action.
Oh, I run away.
That will provoke.
Wait,
Do you
really?
not want to maybe do something? He would have to first. He would first have to shift there.
I thought that if
Like
he ran
stealth or-
straight away, it didn't provoke.
No, that's
I
3rd
remembered
edition.
Something peculiar that happened.
I mean, essentially what it is first you shift, and then you move. But in this case, the shift did not put him out of opportunity attack range because he was within the cube.
Oh, wait a minute.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
The corpse squirms and remobilizes itself. Round 8. Wintier.
So just to double check, you can move, grab someone, and pull them? It's like a move, grab, move?
Yes.
So Winter
Without looking
rushes,
further into the rules, yes, that's what I will allow for now.
Winter rushes over to Zook, grabs him, and then drags him up 3.
Wintier drags Zook over into Autumn's square. Rekoj.
Rekoj. Oh, well. Rekoj does nothing. He waits. Saving throw. I got a 2 and fail.
The cube slams into the corpse again. Autumn.
In Zook's case, wouldn't dragging his ass be like the equivalent of just picking him up, since he's so tiny?
He's not that tiny.
Oh, screw him then. I'm just gonna retreat to the north.
Coltaine.
Coltaine looks at the scene and says, "Forget it. Even with them fighting each other, we're in no state to take on the winner. Let's get out of here." And then he steps east down the corridor, assuming they will follow him as he is the source of light.
Yeah, I believe that's a logical assumption.
Zook. In darkness right now.
Zook goes to follow the light.
And is now dead and in heaven, where he only ever rolls 20s.
Round 9, Wintier. With one leg in the shadows.
Wintier dashes off, following Coltaine.
Rekoj.
Rekoj moves up with the rest of everyone. And it goes saving throw. 16 and succeed.
Alright. And who knows what's going on in the room. Autumn.
Alright, so we're gonna go north and out of this entire area then? Yes, no?
We are leaving.
Okay.
Probably heading to the surface or something, I don't know. Or at least somewhere for a short rest.
Towards the door to the north.
Coltaine.
Coltaine heads up into the corridor.
Zook.
Zook continues following Coltaine.
Okay, so are you guys definitely all going to be continuing up the corridor and back the way you came?
Yep.
Alright, so that's where we will end the session. Where do you want to go? Just point at the map. Unless you want to go back to level 1 or even outside.
At the very least, I think we'd go back to the room with the stairs, just somewhere that feels sufficiently far from known threats before we take a short rest. Oh, that's true. We were supposed to go get arrows. Yeah, maybe we'll head back to town.
Not to mention I don't have any daggers anymore.
So you guys are off to Winterhaven?
Yeah.
Alright. That's where we will end the session.